So Khamzat Chimaev's next fight is currently unknown, but Josh and John believe they know who it should be in order to get him a fight with the middleweight champion.
I need to see him fight someone like a Marvin Vettori or Jared Cannonier. I need to see him fight one of those top-level guys before I go out there and say, hey, let's give you the title shot.
I agree with you. And those are the two guys that I actually would pick. If not, I want to put you against Bo Nickal.
I would say Roman Dolidze is my guy. That's the guy that I want to see him fight because he's got the wrestling. I agree with you with Bo Nickal. It's not fair to throw someone who's had this much experience against someone like Bo, who's only had, 4 fights?
Yeah, I don't look at it that way. You know a little bit about the background of Bo Nickal. I know a little bit about the background of Bo Nickal. And he's been doing this a lot longer than people realize. And all of the wrestling, the amateur wrestling that he's done is all set into being prepared for competition. And it being something that he's incredibly comfortable with. And at this point, he's comfortable with the transition into MMA and the fighting. You can see it in his stand-up. You can see the way he's now just, taking his time in fights. I'm not saying Chimaev doesn't have more experience in an MMA cage. He does. But he doesn't have more experience overall in competition. And so I think
you don't think with like Sambo matches and all that stuff, he doesn't have as much competition?
No, because he really didn't do Sambo. You got to figure he grew up in Sweden for the most part. So he wasn't doing the same background as like a Makhachev or any of those guys. He didn't have that. He had wrestling and he competed a lot, but he didn't have the same amount as the guys coming from Dagestan.
He's brought a lot of hype into whether it's the welterweight division or the 85-pound division. He brought a lot of hype to the UFC. People want to see him fight for the title. I'm fine with that, but you got to get into that top 5. Give me somebody in the top 5. Yeah. Even if you win a close decision, I'll take it because I know that the guys that are right now at the championship level, who's the champ right now? It's DDP. So DDP and Strickland's fought pretty much all those guys in that weight class. Izzy's fought all those guys. He's kind of wiped out the division outside of Sean Strickland and DDP. And then you've got Chimaev and Dolidze kind of making their run right now, and Bodo kind of pull up the caboose and kind of making his name. So I just want to see him fight somebody in that top 5. Give me a win, and then I'll go ahead and give you the title shot or honor you the title shot. But you got to get a win against the top guy before you're giving a title shot.
Well, and that's really my only complaint about Chimaev is all your wins are really against 170 pounders. And look, you've beaten some good people. Kamaru Usman, phenomenal fighter. Gilbert Burns, phenomenal fighter. You've beaten good fighters. But it's always been that those fighters have been giving you problems near the end of that fight. And that's saying something about, well, how does your cardio go? When we're going towards a 5-round fight. And in the 185-pound division, he doesn't have any wins against anybody that you go, that's a real 185-pound fighter. That's someone that, as you're saying, is in the top 5 or even top 10. So.
And since Cannonier's name was mentioned there, Jared has just agreed to fight Khamzat in a #1 contenders match.
At this point in time, he's ranked number 9. I'm down to make it happen as long as it's clear that we have a title. This is a contenders match. Right. They offered him he's saying that they claimed that they offered him the title for the Usman fight. I'm sure they offered him if I was going to accept it, and they probably didn't take it off of the table. Mm-hmm. But for me, that's hard to digest. Usman's not middleweight. So when I get back, if they're not going to give me the title, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The next best thing, the thing that gets me to the title. And if you say that that's Khamzat, let's do it.
Now remember that time Masvidal flatlined Ben Askren with a 5-second flying knee knockout? Good, because Ben doesn't. Well, someone has just beat Masvidal by 1 second with a 4-second flying knee knockout that nobody would enjoy taking. Enjoy the clip.
第9戦線が2024年大きく動くという予感をさせます。さあまずは第7試合フライ級3回戦の飛び込んだ。なんと飛び膝鈴木孝也持ってますね。持ってる。1ラウンド決着タイムはわずか数秒ということになりますかね。まさかのちょっと場内が引くくらいの やはり打撃で来るであろう鈴木に対して宮城がやっぱりベテランのね、
そうですね。
打撃でどう対処して試合を作るのかな、展開になるのかなと思って見てましたけれども、いや佐藤選手スターの匂いという飛び膝、
穴がありますよね、戦いに。格闘ドリーマーも見てましたけど、見たかったかなっていうところが、本音ですね。
とはいうものの鈴木孝也が
Yesterday, I put up a quick video revealing that McGregor may be the secret event for UFC 300. Now, if that's the case, it would most likely be against Michael Chandler, who also responded to Conor saying, "I accept. See you soon." Well, Hall of Famer Frankie Edgar came very close to a fight with McGregor back in the day and now has given his prediction for McGregor vs Chandler. Here's what he said. "If this is at 85, I'm saying Chandler all the way. At 70, I think Conor has a shot in the first round, but I'm going Chandler." And last but certainly not least, Alexander Volkanovski catches a spiral from none other but the great Tom Brady.
We got the UFC champion of the world!
See, there's part of me that says, like, man, I can't make it that easy because they're going to go back and they're like, oh, that was easy, I thought of that. Sometimes I like to make it a little hard. But not for him because I love him. All right, boys, come on, you got to go right down the middle.
Could Volk play in the NFL? Leave your thoughts below. And until next time, take it easy.
So I'ma let my chest poke out just a little. I'm headed to the top, can't stop in the middle. We are on the rise, so keep watching the sky.